Hello and good afternoon. It is afternoon, and this is going to be interesting because I came into the bedroom and it's about, I don't know if you heard that, but that was hubby going hello echo and he's half asleep. I actually need to turn off you know who. Alexa, set volume to 0. Okay, because I've got reminders that might go off, and I'm trying to remember to turn you know who off so that it doesn't happen. So a little housekeeping stuff out of the way. Hubby is in bed in the background. He's taking a nap. It's almost 6 in the evening, but it's coming into, it's spring, summer here, so it's still light out. And I came in and hubby was like, I'm going to take a nap. And I was like, dang it, you beat me to it. I was going to film a video. And he was like, no, you can film a video. I'm just going to complain about it while you film a video and keep me awake. And I'm like, okay, cool. I can live with that. If I know you're going to complain, I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyway. So here we are. Lips. Echo asked me the other day what I was wearing on my lips in one of my videos. Echo, I'm sorry, I don't remember. I have no idea. You asked if it was everyday pink, and I don't know. So I'm gonna try to remember to actually say what I'm wearing sometimes if I remember. But today is the L'Oreal Paris. It's some kind of a liquid lipstick. I don't actually know what it is, but it's a L'Oreal Paris liquid lipstick, and it is in the color of 424 I Represent. It's very cool. I actually love the names of all of this line. And I like the texture. I like the wear. It's lightweight. It feels nice. It's not terribly drying, but it can get a bit drying if I just layer it on too much. It does leave a stain, which I really like because, you know, I love a good lip stain. So this is kind of like a less glossy, less hydrating, gel-like texture lip stain compared to like the ColourPop glossy lip stain, which is probably one of my favorite formulas, except for the fact that, you know, they discontinue colors all the time. I love their formula. Okay, all that aside, the point of this video is twofold. I was going to talk about this candle that I bought. Now, our Kmart, and I know in America that you don't have Kmart anymore, but we have Kmart, and Kmart here is big. And they have their own brand called OXX, like O, the alphabet O, XX. And there's makeup, there's skincare, there's perfume, body mist, and there's a whole range of stuff now. And they have gone nuts coming up with inspired versions of all of the super crazy, popular, viral, hyped up Sol de Janeiro body mist scents. And they've come out with their own range that has body mists, perfumes, hair detanglers, deodorant, body wash, moisturizers, body creams, glow oils, body oils. I mean, the range is just gigantic. And they have a, what do you call that thing as well? And they have candles. They've recently come out with candles. So, and in a group that I'm in of ladies who, you know, like all this sort of stuff, we're always talking about this line from Kmart and what's new and that sort of stuff. And I was in Kmart, I want to say about a week or two ago, and I had a look, and they have this massive range, which just was so huge and so overwhelming. And I took photos of like one of every single like SKU or line item or like type of product. And I kid you not, there were like, I don't know, 15, 16, 17, 18 of them. And I'm actually a bit curious about the deodorant. I might consider getting one to try, not sure. But they have this whole range of scents. So, you know, and they've done their versions of all the Sol de Janeiro scents, 62, 71, 68, 59. And I think even 39, which is discontinued, which is the coconut scent. And their version is blue. It's called Coconut Waves, I think. And that's actually quite nice. And I've compared the two. They're pretty good. So, you know, if you want something a bit more in depth about that particular scent, let me know. I'm happy to make another video and talk about it. However, today I was going to talk about the, you know, the one that started it all, the core scent, which is, I only have the small bottle. This is Beach Bliss by OXX Fragrance. Okay, I'm just having a better look at it. This is the OXX Fragrance Beach Bliss Caramel, Almond, and Vanilla Eau de Parfum. I only have the small bottle, which is 20 mils. And this is the equivalent version, which is the Sol de Janeiro Original Cheirosa Brazilian Crush 62. And I've just sprayed. So this arm is the SDJ 62. And this arm I sprayed a little while ago. I'll add a bit more. I don't mind because they all smell the same. And it's not the longest lasting, you know, most scent heavy, like beast mode type scents. So I don't mind being a little bit liberal. And they smell very close. Okay, very, very close. But, what but? And I also actually have the body oil, which I love. I'm actually quite obsessed with the body oil. And normally, it looks exactly like this. It's in a yellow bottle. It's plastic. It's got that sort of curved, you know, Sol de Janeiro sort of boom boom cream type shape that's quite, you know, iconic now, and which everybody is copying. But it's a body oil and it's scented, and it's the, you know, Beach Bliss scent. So it's actually the OXX body oil in Beach Bliss, which is in my shower. And I love it, and it's amazing, and I'm obsessed with it. I actually want to like shower 4 times a day just so I can use it, because it's really nice. And it does last on my skin for a fair while, because after I shower and a few hours in, you know, if I've not put on any like perfume or anything like that, I can sort of smell it coming off my arm, and it's beautiful. So there's that. And that was sort of a really, really long backstory to the fact that I actually got the candle. So this is the OXX Beach Bliss Summer Solstice Soy Blend Candle. And the reason you see them in chunks is because I don't like to burn a candle, because I don't like the fire and the smoke and the open flame and all that kind of thing. And that's how it looks. That's the jar. So what I do is, when I get the candle, I freeze it, and I chuck it in the freezer for like several hours. And this is actually the best way to get a candle out of a jar, because freezing it shrinks the candle wax and it loosens it. So then you can, you know, take it out, give it a few taps, and the whole thing just falls out. And it falls out quite nicely, as you can see. And then what I do is I use hubby's mallet and chisel and just kind of like bang on it, and it just falls apart into chunks. And then what I do is I use a wax melter like this. This is the one that's in my office. It's got a different scent in there at the moment. And it's wonderful because when you plug it in, it lights up and it heats up with the wax in there. This one's got a different one in at the moment in there. And this is a silicone bowl. So the nice thing about it is when you're done with it, it's very no mess. You can just kind of not doing a very good job of it. You can basically quite easily just pop it out and then put whatever sort of new scent you want in there, turn it on, it'll melt, it'll, you know, form the shape because after it melts, and then you can use it until you don't smell anything anymore, and then just rinse, repeat. Hubby absolutely loves it and loves this because, and it works really well. The scent throw is amazing on this, and it works really, really well. And the reason we got this was because hubby is a big scent candle. He loves his candles, but after years and years of using like regular candles, and I'm not talking, they're not bad candles, they're Bath and Body Works candles, they're soy candles. The soot from, you know, the candles was sort of like, had this like black stuff on the wall, which we then had to get on a ladder and clean. And I was like, that is not fun. And I just don't like the smoke and the soot and everything. So this is a great, great option. Anyway, so the reason I'm bringing all this up is because I put this, and mostly this is, the whole point of this was because I wanted to talk about this candle specifically, even though it's taken me almost 12 minutes to get to the point, is it's like writing a book. You kind of need backstory. Okay, this is, just think about this, you know, as backstory. I work in publishing, you know, I work with books, and we're big on the backstory. So I bought this candle. It was $8, so it was very inexpensive. I opened it, I smelled it. It smells beautiful. Okay, it smells like the SDJ 62. It smells like the OXX Beach Bliss because it is Beach Bliss in a candle form. And it's beautiful and I love it. However, it says it's a soy candle. It's not 100% a soy candle. I'm not sure if it says in the, if it has an ingredients list, but that's, I don't know if that's visible properly there. I'm going to try to read it and see if it's got an ingredients list. No. For indoor use only, flammable, blah, blah. No more than 4 hours, caramel and vanilla fragrance. Okay. So I froze it. I popped it out of the jar, and as you can see, it's, you know, popped out quite nicely. I broke it into chunks. But as I was breaking it into chunks, I noticed something very interesting. This was the outer layer. You see that curve there? That's the outside, where it went against the jar. That's the inside. This is the core. Now, I can very clearly, and I hope you can too, see the difference. This is like white. There's no scent. This is a creamy yellow, like pale creamy yellow color, and it has scent. It smells like Beach Bliss. And what I've discovered, Googling and research and things like that, is that what companies or candle manufacturers do, and honestly I'm not surprised, I'm a little disappointed, but I'm not surprised, is they use a paraffin core in the middle of the candle, and then they pour the soy wax with the scented stuff around it so that it saves them money. It's cheaper because paraffin wax is cheaper than soy wax. So you use less of the expensive wax, and then you use less of the fragrance oil or whatever it is to make that scent, which again can, you know, drive up the cost. So this is only an $8 candle, and you know, you kind of think about the production cost and how much it costs to make the candle for them to still make a profit selling it at $8. I can kind of understand where they're coming from. And it says on the jar that it's a soy blend. Okay, soy blend. But it's a soy candle, okay? But it's soy blend. See, this is a little bit tricky because it's saying soy blend. You know, a normal person like me, or even the ladies I was chatting with, assumed that it was just a soy candle. And a soy blend can really mean anything. However, in this case, I think this is soy blend as in the core of the candle, which is probably a good 50% of the candle, was paraffin wax that's unscented. Yeah, it's unscented. I can't smell anything out of this. So the blend is basically soy plus paraffin. And there's no way that I would have known this if I hadn't been wanting to burn, and I use the term burn in inverted commas because I was going to melt it in my wax melter, and I needed the candle in little chunks, which was why I froze it. I, broke it into chunks with the mallet and the chisel, and found out that the core of this candle is paraffin, and it's unscented, and you only get about 50% of the scent. Now, any normal person who's not crazy like me, and who doesn't use a wax melter, and who's not going to go through all the effort, and in reality, it's not that much effort. You put it in the freezer, you ignore it for about 4 hours, you bring it out. It takes about a minute or two to, crack it up into chunks. And that's also the best way to preserve the scent of the candle, so that when you melt it in the wax melter, you get a lot of the scent. So it doesn't have very good scent throw. It doesn't smell like it won't fill a room. It's great if you're just gonna sit here and sniff it. But if you're gonna burn it, or if you're gonna melt it, it's got hardly any scent through it, and you don't really smell much unless you've had it going for a long time, and you then might smell a little bit. And I know because I tried it in the melter I have in the kitchen, which is bigger, so I have more wax in there, and I had it going for 2 hours, and I could barely smell anything. I could kind of smell something, but a little bit. And the wax that I had popped out of the one in my kitchen was a peach scented one, I think from Yankee Candle. And I kid you not, that sucker, after an hour, my whole house smells like peach, and it is amazing. And in fact, it's so strong I have to turn it off, because if it goes for much longer, I would get a headache, from too much scent. And what am I using in hubby's office at the moment? Originally, it was a Bath and Body Works candle. At the moment, I think it's some kind of a vanilla, cinnamon, pecan, something from Yankee Candle. It's amazing. If he has it on for a couple of hours, I can smell it out in the kitchen. I can smell it in my office if the doors are open. It's just the scent throw on that is amazing. And it's really just that little bit, in the receptacle of the wax melter. This one, not so much. And the reason why is because most of the candle, at least half the candle, is unscented paraffin wax. And it's only the outside that has the scented soy candle, which when you melt, you don't get a lot of scent because it blends with the unscented paraffin. So you don't get much scent throw from it. The other thing also is that a normal person who is not going to use a wax melter and who's not going to go through everything to take it apart and chop it up is not actually going to know that this candle is only half soy and half fragranced, because when you burn it, it just burns down and it melts down evenly and everything melts. So all you're going to see is melted wax. in the candle jar that's burning. You blow it out, it re-solidifies. It's all one uniform color because it's all melted and mixed together again, and rinse, repeat, and you'll never know. And you'll just think, oh, it's not a very good candle because it doesn't smell very much and it doesn't have much of a scent through it. And you don't know in reality that when they say soy blend candle, it basically means that half your candle is paraffin wax and the core of the candle is paraffin wax and it's unscented. And that's probably why they can sell it in this gorgeous glass jar, which I am going to keep, for $8. And they've got it in quite a lot of scents. Because I looked it up a while ago. Somebody was asking. And I looked it up. And they do have quite a lot of scents. So I'm just gonna do a quick search. Yep, see? So this is the Kmart app. So that's the Beach Bliss, which is the one that I have. Then they have Coconut Wave. They have Jasmine Sun and Pink Tropic. And the colors relate to whatever SDJ is in that color. So, you know, if you want to figure out what SDJ scent that relates to, just compare the colors. And is there anything else? Any other candle? No. Oh, I want to show you. That's the deodorant. I do want the deodorant. I do want to try the deodorant. I have no idea how strong it is, but I will try it. I might sniff it first. I don't actually use a lot of deodorant, but it's summer and it's warm. We've got the air conditioner going. It's very, very warm. Yeah, so I'm just looking to see if there are any other. No, there are only the four of those that I can tell. Yep. So Beach Bliss, Coconut Waves, and Jasmine Sun and Pink Tropic. Now, don't get me wrong, they all smell amazing. They all smell wonderful because they copy the SDJ scents, and we know the SDJ scents are beautiful. So I love that about it. And I do love the fact that I can get that for $5 compared to, well, this is just a mini, but I think the regular size, which is 90 mils of an SDJ scent, is $40 something. You know, it's a lot of money, a lot of money. So I'm okay with $5 if it doesn't last very long and, you know, blah, blah, all that kind of thing. And I'm even not terribly upset, to be honest, with the fact that this is half paraffin and half soy for the soy blend in the candle. It still smells beautiful. I'm gonna probably pick out, making an absolute mess of my dressing table here. So that's the soy stuff. Unbeknownst to me, I actually have a few chunks of this in my burner melter in the kitchen, and that probably contributes to the fact that it doesn't smell much, because it's got all this unscented stuff in there. That's going right into the bin. That's the jar. It's a beautiful jar. It's a gorgeous glass jar. It looks wonderful. So I might actually save the jar. I save a lot of candle jars to use for stuff. Like I have candle jars over here that hold my, you know, makeup brushes and things like that. Candle jars are actually fantastic. And I'm just going to drop these back into the jar and just use the melted bits, and hopefully hopefully, I will get more scent throw out of, you know, just using the melted, just the soy blend, the wax bits. And the thing is, I can tell that the soy bit is the part where it's got the scents for two reasons. One, because I can smell it. And two, also because you can see my hands, they're a little greasy from the fragrance oils that have been infused into the wax to actually make it have smell. Oh my word, make it have smell. Deanna, you work with words, and that's the best you can come up with. Make it have smell. That is infused with the fragrance oils so that the wax is scented. How about that? Is that better? Oh God. I'm so embarrassed at myself, at my bad language skills and choice of words, and at the same time, it's actually really funny. So that's it. That's 20-something minutes of rambling about the Kmart brand OXX fragrances that are inspired by the Sol de Janeiro fragrances and the entire massive gigantor line of everything that they carry in those scents. And obviously, clearly, they're doing it because it sells and they're making money from it. And they're keeping it very, very affordable, which I really appreciate.
This is a...
Okay. You know, I turned off the volume earlier, right? On you know who. Clearly, that doesn't work with the ridiculous reminders, because I don't know if you heard that ding. Yeah. So that didn't work. The reminder still came on, which is why I ended up having to pause this video, which is very annoying because it basically means that I have to go through this whole thing about having to join them together and uploading them, joining them. It's a thing, and I'm lazy and I don't like to have to do that. So there is that. But anyway, all of that aside, I actually really do like that Kmart have come out with an alternative that's affordable that I can enjoy. I especially love the body oil, and that is something that I will continue to get to use. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Well, I'll use this up. I'll recycle and continue to use the jar because the jar is gorgeous. I do appreciate that it's only $8 and it's not terribly expensive, because I think if I had discovered that this was half paraffin and half soy and it was only partially scented, the wax was only partially scented, and I had paid more than $8, I think it would have bothered me. I would have been upset about it, and I would have felt like I wasn't getting my money's worth. But this way, it doesn't smell great. I mean, it smells great, but it doesn't project, and I don't get a scent throw, and I don't get much longevity, but I'm not terribly fussed about it. And once this is done, I'm going to have a very pretty jar that I can keep and use. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble. If you have made it this far, leave a, ooh, is there a candle emoji? Is there such a thing as a candle emoji? Leave a candle emoji. And I am not standing up because I do not have pants on. It's very hot. It's a very, very hot day, and I've got the air conditioner on, and I am not going to enjoy summer. So there it is. Thank you. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.